Ladies and gentlemen, the second pre-release for Minecraft Java Edition 1.15, the Buzzy Bees update, has been released. This one contains a whole slew of bug fixes and further tweaks to the performance and chunk loading changes that were started in pre-release 1. My name is Slime, I'm here to guide you through all the changes in Minecraft 1.15 pre-release 2. Let's start out with that performance and stability then, because that turned out to be somewhat controversial in the previous pre-release. In this version we have fixed crashes, but also tweaks to the calculations that determine how performance is spent during a single frame of Minecraft. The new calculations still hold 30 FPS as the minimum, but will now also cap upwards towards your frame rate limit. And within a frame it will attempt to keep chunk loading to a maximum of 50%. That should mean that if your computer is capable at holding a very high frame rate, then you will still get faster chunk loading than you did in Minecraft 1.14 or in the previous snapshots, but still maintain higher frame rates than in pre-release 1. If you had problems with your frame rate in Minecraft 1.15 pre-release 1, then please try it out again on this version and let us know how that turns out. Let's talk about gameplay fixes and changes in this version. Setting your respawn point by using a bed will now show a message in chat, just like for Bedrock Edition. This message only shows up when your spawn point actually moves, and that can happen during daytime or during nighttime. There were some statistics for interacting with certain blocks that were missing. Those were for anvils and grindstones and have been added in this version. If you traveled back from the Nether in certain of the previous snapshots, then you would create a new portal in the overworld instead of linking to an existing one, and this applied to worlds upgraded from Minecraft 1.14. That bug has been fixed again in this pre-release. Couple of fixes for creative mode. Barrier blocks are now visible regardless of which hand you hold the barrier in. And if you use a fire charge on TNT in creative mode, then the fire charge would be consumed. That has been fixed in this version. If you slept and there was a lantern 2 blocks above your bed, then your player would switch into sneaking animation. That has been fixed in this version. And a bunch of fixes for honey blocks are included as well. If you flew near a honey block or a soul sand in creative mode, then it would slow down your flight speed. And if you threw items at the side of a honey block, then they kept their horizontal trajectory despite slowing down vertically. And honey block particles would always be produced at the player's feet regardless of how the player was touching the honey block. And any other entities than players or items did not produce any particles at all when they slid down honey blocks. A final gameplay fix, the maximum height of jungle trees grown from a single sapling had turned to 10 instead of 12. That has been fixed in this version. Some mob fixes in this version. If you got onto a horse that was randomly walking around, rode it away and then got off, then the horse would start pathfinding back towards the place where you got onto it. Foxes can now spawn in all of the appropriate taiga biomes. Some of the biome variants were missing before. The fox AI now also works properly for trusting a player. There was a bug causing trusting foxes to only defend the player from mobs with ranged attacks. That has been fixed in this version. Bunch of fixes to endermen being attacked as well. When you hit an enderman with an arrow or a trident with a certain effect, then the projectile could bounce off and any effect of the arrow would take effect, despite the enderman teleporting out of the way. Couple of user interface fixes. If you pressed escape inside of world settings, that would return you all the way back out to the main menu instead of to the world list. And the same fix has been applied to several pieces of the user interface, like the create world screen as well. A visual bug in the user interface has been fixed where the cooldown overlay was solid white. Speaking of visual fixes, there are plenty of those for the rest of the game as well. Creepers and lit TNT flashing had become extremely subtle. That has been fixed in this version. The glowing effect did not work anymore for invisible mobs, also fixed. The particle displayed when hit by an effect by an Elder Guardian had moved too high into over the player's head. Smooth lighting did not work for beds or double chest. And the name tag of a horse inside of the horse's inventory screen showed up but all tilted. That is fixed in this version. If you have the nausea effect, then the braking animation was rendering incorrectly, fixed in this version, and an extra hand animation showed despite not being able to use a fire charge in water. some technical changes for this version as well. There was an issue causing some resource packs to break that have been fixed in this version. Data pack versions have been upgraded to version 5, just like resource packs. This is because currently the resource and data pack versions of the game are the same. However, note that despite your data packs being marked as out of date, version 4 or below data packs will still work. If you summon the slime with a custom max health attribute that didn't work before, it does in this pre-release, and a new default block tag has been added called portals. Changing this block tag doesn't really affect many things in the game for the time being. And those were all the changes in Minecraft 1.15 pre-release 2. I do urge you to go and try this version out and report any bugs that you find on the Minecraft issue tracker. There's a link in the video description for that, and also to a tutorial video by Silent Whisperer that shows you how to appropriately report a bug. Especially do try this version out if you had performance issues in the previous pre-release, and I look forward to hearing your feedback on that. If you want to, please head on over to the Reddit thread for this update and leave any comments there. If you do try this version out, remember that upgrading a world to a pre-release or a snapshot will make it incompatible with any previous versions. You can never downgrade again. So if you do try this version out, do it on a test world or on a backup of your world. Now with that said, if you do want to try it but you don't know how to, then click on the link on the video right now. It'll take you to a tutorial video for how to get and play the latest snapshot. And that was everything I had to tell you about for this snapshot. I hope you found this update video useful, and if you did, please help me out in return, leave a like and share it with your friends. If you want to stay up to date with all the latest Minecraft news, then please subscribe to my channel, where I do update videos for every new snapshot, pre-release or release of Minecraft. My name is Slime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.